8 days from now. Both candidates were back on the campaign trail today, less than 12 hours after the primary. So what are Tom Barrett's chances of beating Scott Walker this time? Brian Miller spoke with political experts about the race. He begins our red, white, and blue election coverage.
Well, about 20% of the voters polled by Marquette University say they're not quite sure who they would vote for in next month's rematch. So now the candidates are turning their attention to luring those undecided voters. Democrats and Republicans are energized for the recall election. Political experts say both sides will be throwing everything they can into the campaign over the next few weeks.
People are going to be reminded nightly as they watch television that there's an election going on, that the difference between Barrett and Walker is pretty great. And so I think the interest in the election and the momentum that we've seen in the recall effort and the primary elections will continue.
Walker and Barrett will get support from their party's base, but it's the 20% of undecided voters the candidates will be gunning for.
The people who are either a moderate identifier with one of the parties or actually are independent will completely go back and forth, and that's what makes us a purple state, and that's why everybody in the country is watching what's going on here.
Meanwhile, the candidates continue to take jabs at each other.
This is about the future of this state and how important it is for us to end Scott Walker's ideological civil war.
If you pick Tom Barrett, you're going to put the power back in the hands of literally a handful of union leaders at both the state and the local level.
More than 1 million voters came out to the polls Tuesday, and experts predict that high number could climb even higher in June with so much at stake. Now, these candidates have a little less than 4 weeks to get their message out to voters, so it will be a very busy time for both parties and for those voters that they are trying to lure. Live in the Green Bay newsroom, I'm Brian Miller, NBC26.